Welcome everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be beginning a Let's Play of the Seeker Slayer Survivor DLC for Pillars of Eternity 2. We just left shore at Nekataka and our steward wants to talk to us, so we're going to go into our ship and see what he has to say. Our ship is so creepy looking and awesome. Who is our steward? It's been a while, I don't really remember who he is. Maybe it's the statue?
A moment of your time, Watcher,
Yep.
if you will.
The steward of Kadnua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bust. What is it?
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
And how did a crate get onto my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Kadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
What kind of crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labelled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
No beans in the crate then. A wave of affirmation rolls from the steward, the spiritual equivalent of a nod. Thank you, steward, I'll go see what it is.
The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
The bust falls into silence. Which hold? Not that one. That's just a creepy skull cavern. I'm guessing that's the crate? The sense of food, salt, spices, and drink mixed with the stale odor of old grass, the musty stink of rats, and the ever-present fragrance of the sea. Super slow ship rocks gently, and you hear faint whispers, likely the quiet brushing of the winds against the sails. Not far in, you find a crate in question. Its sides split by crowbars, the dry grass used as packing material spilled across the floor. Within stands an intricately crafted chest of some dark tropical wood. A polished visage peers up at you, a triumvirate of wild animal faces carved in the swirling Hawana style. The front of the chest bears an iron latch affixed to a complex iron mechanism that runs to the top four corners of the chest. You see no bolts or keyholes. I examine the latch. We are not going to do very well. The arms hold the box together, but you see no locking mechanism. If it's a trap, you don't see any evidence of it. We also suck at this one too, so... The three animals seem to be a spider, stelgar, and boar. You don't know if they have any greater significance. Joti's nose wrinkles at the image. I reckon this might be the Hawana hunting god, like Galawain, but not exactly. I open the chest. You turn the latch to the right, and a series of metal arms shift with it. The clasps holding the top of the chest come free, and you easily lift the lid. Lying within, cradled by dead grass, is an Amoan head, the mottled flesh of its neck raggedly cut, free from the rest of its body, wherever that may be. Joti peers down at the grim cargo. I can't say I was expecting a head, not even a little. Want me to fetch my lantern? As you peer down at the head, you feel a strange prickling sensation along your skin. Soul energy rises from the crate, throbbing in the air in time with the beating of your heart. It begins to take shape before you. That's terrifying looking.
You can see me. It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance.
It's super slow ship, but yes.
Oh, this is fantastic. How satisfying it is to know one did not give one's life in vain. I come from the island of Kasowari, and we need your aid.
What kind of aid?
Kasowari is an island where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors all gather to earn Tuamawai's favor. But Humaire, the island's caretaker, says the essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear.
I'm the greatest warrior. Why haven't I heard of this place?
I can't explain the whims of Tuamawai. Perhaps you might have with time. But only Tuamawai's best beloved are welcome there.
Aloth's face is as still as a mask, but his eyes blaze.
Only they can truly appreciate what it offers.
Why ask me? What can I do about it that its caretaker can't?
We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said, and souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher, the one who died and lived again, who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need.
More like gets spoken at by the gods.
I knew it! I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied. You will help, won't you?
You mentioned Tuamawai's favor. I could use a little divine favor.
The favor comes in many forms, all of them wondrous. Tuamawai is very generous to the strongest among us.
You've already sold me.
Speak to Humaire at Kasowari, Watcher. She'll be able to better explain the situation than I am.
Speak with Umari. Got it.
Kasowari's a huge island west of Hasango. It's pretty hard to miss, what with the high cliffs and waterfalls. There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long as you're circumspect. I guess you should also know.
He grimaces.
The island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're, prickly bunch. But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
Helping people who don't want my help sounds like fun.
They're really not so bad once you get to know them. They're almost nice? Well, no, that's a lie. But Humare's all right. Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here. Well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
You've gained an item. Watu's head. The item was put into your stash. Okay. Well, thank you for your head. We're gonna go back out to our ship and go sailing, I guess. Alright. West of where? That one? I don't see any huge islands that we haven't been to. I don't think we've ever been to that island. That's why this island here. It's got waterfalls, mountains, a whole bunch of locations. There's a waterfall we can get in on. That's where I'm guessing it is. It makes the most sense. A long. Oh, you know what? Let's turn on the fast forward here. It's like it's a long, long boat ride over here. There we go. We cruise right in. The sea billows beneath your vessel. You stumble to the side, grabbing the rails to keep you from falling. A super slow ship rocks hard to port. Badol returns to his feet, examining his fingers and wincing. By gods alive, Oswald, what in Andra's holy name do you think you're doing up there? It weren't my fault, you sodden bilgerat, Oswald spits back. The helmsman turns to you. Felt like something went under your ship, Captain. Grim Cauldron gestures wildly to starboard. Captain, the hand stumbles back from the deck. Either I need to be giving out the drink for good, or there's a goddamn colossal monster down there. Beneath the surface of the water, you make out a long, sinuous form. No mere fish, the creature swims with 2 pairs of legs and a long, thin tail. Your lungs suddenly feel empty and you gasp as your stomach turns. You fall sideways into the light.
The light fades into dim. You stand in a forest glade hung thick with shadows. Tall trees surround you. The shriek of a deer pierces the air before being abruptly silenced. From out of the dark lope a Stelgar and a wolf, followed by a thickly muscled man draped in furs. Galawain.
Herald of Bareth, this place is not for you. Leave.
A smell like rancid blood and days-old sweat wafts off of him in a wave.
I will warn you only once. If you tread upon my island, it will consume you.
The large beasts at his side step forward in unison, their tails angrily swishing the air. Why don't you want me to come here?
You are doubly Bareth's man, and this place is obscured from their sight.
I received an invitation to this island.
Not from me.
I was told to seek the favor of Tuamawe. Is that you?
In a manner of speaking. Its nature complements my own. So I have occasionally acted in its name when the kith here needed a familiar face to lead their pack.
So you're not responsible for the head I received.
I am not, though Muatu is mine, and I will claim him in time.
What was that thing that swam past my boat?
A glorious beast, and one of the many creatures here that will challenge you, should you refuse to leave.
The lolling tongue of Gallowayne Stelagar. Companion drips saliva into the dirt, its long teeth shine in the low light. I don't take orders from you.
Consider it a strongly worded suggestion, with consequences attached. I do not care to explain to Bereth why their favored watcher was torn to ribbons by my beasts.
Couldn't you just tell them not to attack me?
I could, but I will not. The island is a trial. To clear the path of challenge for you would run counter to its purpose, to my purpose.
You're a real bastard. All of you are.
We may have been created by kith, but our power is no less real for our origins. Legitimate or no, we are gods still. While you rail against us for our callousness, our supposed cruelty, you fail to understand a simple truth.
His voice drops low, then it seems to come from all around you in the creaking of tree limbs and the hum of insects.
We are you. We are made in your image. What you detest in us, you detest in yourself.
Damn. That's deep.
I have warned you. May aught that follows be on your head.
With a sound like a thunderclap and a bright burst like lightning, the forest disappears, and you are thrust back into your body. You blink against the fading flash. When you can see again, you find your hands bloodless and aching, gripping the railing of your ship.
Your eyes trace the giant lizard's path towards the nearby island. It seems to be swimming north, away from the waterfall. You lose sight of the beast as it plunges into the depths. Matu's voice seems a mere whisper after the power of the gods. I felt such rage from that beast, hunger too, and beneath it all, I think, fear. Gallowayne spoke to me through it. The Lord of the Hunt sent that beast? Moatu's words rise in pitch and volume. Everyone on Kasowari could be in danger. You have to help them. Please, Watcher. His voice echoes at the edge of your perception as your focus returns to the deck of the super slow ship. The crew, eyes wide, stare at you. Looks like a big trophy. Let's go hunting. Jordu red-handed chuckles, and think of the meat on a beast that size. Edir's not pleased, and Maya pinches the bridge of her nose. Sort of a, oh dear god, sort of thing. Morale was gained. The large landmass beckons. Let's hit the island. Let's turn off the... Okay, move. I need to turn off this fast forward thing. Thank you. Alright, so there's Ributara Pass, the Hwaba Maha Depths, Tibe o Waipu, the burial site, and a bunch of other things, so I don't really know where to go. We're just gonna start in one place and continue. Looks like we have to go this way though. An unusual structure rises from the thick jungle foliage ahead of you. Vines drape it like decor, and it takes a moment to resolve its form into the spine and ribs of some titanic beast. Its skull faces you upside down, jaws wide open and gaping. Sharp teeth hang above it like the waiting edge of the headsman's axe. Identify it? Who's good at that? Edir's kinda good. The bones are very large and the teeth very sharp. It doesn't look like it would have been friendly in life. Let's sneak closer to observe. Despite your efforts, your movements elicit a series of thuds, pops, and cracks as you pass through the heavy undergrowth. As you near the skeleton, you make out a number of rough pieces of decoration hanging from the old skeleton. Crafted from wood and bone, they hang inside of the mouth and ribs. Among the other desiccated sacrifices within the mouth, you find the remains of a human corpse. Continue along the path. You have only just left the gargantuan skeleton behind you when you hear a rustling in the jungle to your left and another to your right. To either side of you, high-draped kith approach, flanked by bristling boars. This could be a fight.
Don't move.
Scars of battle and decoration stripe the man's large, thick arms.
Return to your little boat, interloper. You do not belong on Kasowari.
His companions, each equally well armed and scarred, stand at ease beside their boar companions, eyes trained on you.
Hold off, Hateno!
He throws a furred arm out to stop the druid's advance.
You from the valleys? The living lands? Might have seen you shipping out of port a few years back.
Her slit-pupiled eyes narrow.
You're a hard one to miss, what with all that.
She gestures broadly from your feet to your head. I'm from the lands, yes.
Knew it! Can't never forget a face, you know? Still, it's funny to find another from the valleys out here. Kasowari attracts all kinds.
Shut your gaping trap, Shabale. Turn back, now. And count yourself lucky you aren't already dead.
I come on a holy mission from Bareth. They will not hesitate to kill you if you stand in my way. Purple light bursts to life on the edge of your vision. You look around you, perhaps wondering if this is a trick of Mwatu's, but Hatanu's crew seems to see it too. They shrink back. A couple even shriek in fright. The light grows, rising from your skin like a bonfire's flame. A wind that blows from the beyond shakes the trees around you.
Hateno?
Shabale takes one step back, then two.
God's eyes!
Hateno sheaths his blade with a shaking hand, then he nods to his compatriots, bidding them to stand down.
Pass then, but watch your back.
Hateno, Shabale, and the rest of the crew fade into the brush with little more than a rustle of leaves. Shabale's boar lingers a moment, its beady eyes trained on you, before it too disappears into the forest. And that's how you deal with problems, I guess. We sure taught them a lesson. Alright, so the Huaba Maha depths are next, or we can skip past them and go down to whatever that is. Looks like a fen of some sort. Like water or food, possibly. It's just water. There's also Hiwahariki Rise. Let's go to the rise. I don't know why, I just feel like going to it first. Jungle opens up and a steep hill rises before you. The contesting songs of birds and insects fill the air. The faint suggestion of path winds through the tall grass towards a shadowed structure above. A large round stone, its face covered in whirling etchings, rests in the grass. A hole exists through the center of the otherwise solid slab, rendering it a ring. The hazy form of Watu shimmers on the edge of your sight. Oh, it's a proving stone. You'll find an entrance to the crucible at the top of the hill. The stone will unlock the way. You have to carry it up the hill, though. That's why it's called the Proving Stone, because it's really heavy and there's a hill and, well... The spirit grins and shakes its spectral head. If you can manage getting it to the top of the hill, you'll be entitled to undergo the rite of passage. Edir shades his eyes as he chews a piece of grass. Looks like fun, after you, Eltimar. Pushing the stone up the hill does not seem like it would be a pleasant task. What's our strength? 20? We got this. Digging your feet into the earth, you begin to slowly roll the heavy rock up the hill. You don't follow the path, winding as it is, cutting a straight line through the grass. Your muscles ache, your hands burn, sweat slickens your face and drips from the tip of your nose. But you push harder, and with your incredible strength you manage to crest the hill preceded by the stone. As you catch your breath, the remainder of your party joins you. You step into the shade of a small, ruined plaza, its stone floor worn with age and cracked by the roots of the trees that border the space. Carpets of moss creep from the cracks, spreading along the exposed dirt like blood seeping from a wound. Ancient stone columns, each covered in ruins so thoroughly faded as to be illegible, demarcate the edges of the plaza. Some have tumbled, others lean against nearby trees, and all have been claimed by vines. Before you rises a massive stone door, before it a slightly raised pedestal. Examine the door. The door seems to be set into the stone itself, and you can find no mechanism for opening it. Examining the fine details carved into the door reveals reliefs depicting the hideous, snarling faces of 3 animals: the spider, the boar, and the dreaded Stelagar. A ferocious saber-toothed cat. Pedestal? Who's good at that? You are. Roughly a meter tall, the pedestal is a little larger around than a particularly healthy melon. In both material and construction, the plinth reminds you of the proving stone. It even bears similar markings. We put the rock on. You heave the rock onto the pedestal, and the former slides perfectly into the hole in the center of the latter. With a sound like the fall of a great tree, the pillar slowly slides into the ground, lowering the proving stone with it. As the stone sinks, the great stone door sinks with it, disappearing into the ground. The archway reveals a tunnel leading into what appears to be a well-lit bazaar, replete with small stands, with cloth awnings and small pennants draping from long hempen lines. The scent of cooked meats and the jovial din of conversation invite you in. As you enter, you overhear a distant cheer. I'm guessing they are proud of us for bringing the proving stone up. There's probably a secondary exit, I would imagine. A constant low hum of conversation melds with the distant purr of cascading water. The warm scents of spices and cooked meats almost mask the stench of body odor. Almost. Several pairs of eyes watch you.
Welcome to the Temple of Tuamawai, Watcher. Home sweet home.
Smell that? Smells real inviting.
I've never seen the proving entrance open before. Who are you?
Sporting leather armor festooned with bright feathers, the woman holds herself like an experienced warrior, a veteran, based on her limp. Opening unopenable doors is why I wake up in the morning. She blinks twice before rolling her eyes with a sigh.
Ah, the jesting type. Fantastic.
I am Eltimar, Watcher of Cad Nua.
That's his fortress back in the Deerwood, where we're from. It's in great shape. Real imposing.
Edir gives a firm nod.
A watcher?
She swallows and looks to the door, then back at you.
I suppose that explains things. A bit. But why are you here?
A dead man told me to use the big rock to open the door.
A dead man? A spirit, you mean?
She taps her chin.
The stories say the souls of this place once called to potential contenders. But I've never heard of anyone speaking to an actual ghost about it.
She chuckles quietly.
Those who arrived at Kasowari uninvited were considered soul-summoned. Each had to prove their worth by dragging the stone to the top of the rise. Hence the name. It would ensure that those who came to the arena were worthy of the honor. Things change, though. The contest has changed.
I was told people here needed my help.
Your help?
With a slight frown, the guard scratches her shoulder in thought.
You should speak with Humaire. If you've got questions, she's the one to tell you more.
Who or what are the faces of the hunt?
Tuamawai, the hunter god. He oversees the contest. It's, easier experienced than explained.
Where's Humaroi?
Up top. She should be watching a match in the arena.
She gestures through the nearby door. A large set of stairs rise along the northern edge of the large, shadowy chamber beyond. Everyone here's a contestant?
Not everyone. Many merely spectate. Others run shops or see to the site's safety, as I do.
Thanks.
Of course.
She bows her head to you. This looks like a weapon store.
Ado, and welcome.
The tall woman adorned in well-crafted, finely polished armor bows to you, her dark hair almost brushing your face.
Please acquaint yourself with my weapons and armors, lest you become acquainted with death in the arena instead.
She chuckles and steps aside to reveal rows of sharp blades and unblemished armors.
See for yourself. Per complenka.
What do you got? That is 100% pure garbage. I'm actually really disappointed in this store. I don't know what I was expecting, but better, I guess.
For what do you tarry on the fringe of the crucible? Go and get your hands dirty.
I'm really kind of disappointed about that loot situation. The guard stretches her hand and... The guard stretches out her hand to halt your advance up the stairs. The terrace is reserved for champions. If you wish to observe the battles, you are free to do so from somewhere else. I'll go where I please. No doubt, in your home that is true. A few of the nearby peacekeepers turn their attention your way. If you wish to see the champion seating area so dearly, perhaps you should go claim the championship for yourself. Now go.
I'll get that for you. Don't mention it.
It's stealing. What's it got in it though? Oh. Disappoint. Wait, can we gain levels? Are we? No, we're still maxed. Okay. I just got some experience, so I was like, can we actually gain more levels? But that's not the case. The elf stands before a cart, one thin hand twisting a small tool against a thick strap of leather he holds gingerly with his other. He chews on his lower lip, his brow knit in concentration. The acrid scent of poultices and potions haunts the air around him. Clear my throat. The man's eyes flicker up to you, and he returns to his task, then widen before shifting back to you. His mouth gapes, closes, and gapes again. He swallows.
Magnificent, are we not?
Tekehu sighs and brushes hair back from his shoulders.
Gosh, my apologies, traveler. I just got a little wrapped up in it's a personal project, and now I am going on about nothing.
He gingerly sets the tool down on his cart and brushes his palms together.
Have you come to browse my selection of alchemical concoctions? The right potion can mean the difference between life and death in the sand up topside.
What do you got?
Of course. Let's see if anything strikes your fancy.
No. Okay, moving on. You're an arena warden. What are you?
Sinderi, spectators must see to their own accommodations.
Well, I'm gonna loot that box then. And that one too. Now we'll see whose accommodations are better. I have a fine robe for mine.
Easily done.
Is this
Can't take
robbing?
all the credit.
It is. That's cooked corn. What does cooked corn have to say? Probably food related store stuff.
Hi there, my fine friend.
Scents of foods, local and exotic, rise from the cart behind the pudgy Orlin.
Care for some tasty victuals before you go testing your strength against the spirits?
Yeah, what do you got?
Only the tastiest damn food in the dead fire. Come, have yourself a look.
You're on. Don't want it. I'm just looking for unique items mostly. Actually, we're kind of running out of time, so we're gonna call it a video here. In the next video, we'll continue through this area and see what else we can find. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.